During World War II, a German company called Junkers was one of the major manufacturers supplying the Luftwaffe with aircraft. But in the beginning, it had nothing to do with warplanes. The company was founded in 1895 by Hugo Junkers, who initially wanted to make boilers. In just a decade, though, the world entered the pioneer era of aviation, and Hugo Junkers was leading the charge on a lot of it. His company made the first ever all-metal aircraft and was responsible for the first production passenger aircraft. But what Hugo wasn't very keen on was making war machines. Junkers was doing really well for a while, but during the last years of the Weimar Republic, the company was hit hard by the Depression, and in 1933 the Nazis removed Junkers, who was a pacifist and opposed to their official ideology, from his own company. He died in 1935, his own death sparing him from seeing Junkers turn into the military behemoth we all know now. Around that time, the Ministry of Aviation was on the lookout for a new dive bomber. Despite its flaws, like not allowing for consecutive attacks, this method of bombing was considered superior to others in terms of precision. There were several designs competing to become the main dive bomber for the German forces, and among them, the Junkers variant, which didn't have the best flying characteristics. On top of that, it was pretty bulky and had a fixed undercarriage. More importantly, though, the Stuka handled extremely well in a high-speed dive, even when flown vertically. Apart from that, the aircraft was equipped with an automatic pull-out system, dive brakes, and wailing sirens providing Stuka pilots with audible feedback as to speed. The sound they made was also absolutely terrifying, something that was noted very early in the testing phase. During the war, those Jericho trumpets with their blood-curdling howls became a very effective way to damage enemy morale and cause psychological damage. In 1936, the new aircraft was accepted into service as Junkers 87. But you probably know it as Stuka, from Sturzkampfflugzeug, which is just dive bomber in German. All in all, Junkers factories produced more than 6,000 aircraft of the series, some of which were exported to other countries like Italy and Romania. The Stuka was heavily modified throughout the years. For instance, the B-2 variant received a new engine and a number of other changes. The R-2 long-range version could carry a 1,000-kilogram bomb, while the aircraft of the G series ditched the bombs altogether in favor of powerful 37mm cannons. There were also the D series, developed almost halfway through the war. Truth be told, by that point it was pretty clear that the Stuka couldn't keep up with the times due to its poor flying characteristics and low firepower. This dive bomber was extremely effective when Germans had complete air superiority, and when there weren't any serious AA defenses to be worried about. As both of those factors changed, the Hunter quickly became the hunted. Obviously, it wasn't just the Stuka that made Junkers so prominent. In 1936, the Luftwaffe accepted a new medium bomber into service, the Junkers 86, an all-metal monoplane. Aircraft of this type provided German engineers with an excellent opportunity to test new technologies like pressurized cabins or new engines. As early as the Spanish Civil War, the U-86 were used as transports, reconnaissance aircraft, and bombers. But due to a number of reasons, it wasn't a very successful design. In War Thunder, we have an export version of this plane, the B-3C model. You can find it in the Swedish tech tree. Moreover, In 1941, German pilots received a highly versatile Junkers 88, a multi-role aircraft developed in the second half of the 1930s under the banner of the Schnellbomber project, aiming to create a high-speed tactical bomber that could outrun modern fighters. The first models of the Ju-88 could reach the speed of 500 km per hour, which was pretty damn impressive at the time. The higher-ups at RLM wanted the aircraft to also be capable of reconnaissance, dive bombing, and torpedo bombing, so some adjustments were made, and the first production model could only fly at up to 450 kph. Despite that, bombers of the Ju-88 series became one of the most versatile combat aircraft available to the Luftwaffe. For example, from 1942 onwards, the C-6 model was used as a night bomber with special avionics on board. Later, the company developed the concept of multi-role aircraft even further with the Ju-188, 288, and 388, serving as bombers, night fighters, and reconnaissance aircraft. Equipped with pressurized cockpits, they operated at high altitudes of up to 12 kilometers. The Ju-288 was designed to have a larger bomb payload and take even more punishment. One of its models is available in War Thunder as a premium vehicle. It can carry up to 3,600 kilograms of bombs. Then there's the Ju-388, another premium aircraft. It comes with a search radar, making it an effective combatant at any time of day or night. Junkers remained a part of the aviation industry even after the war. A part of the company survived in West Germany and was later merged into the Messerschmitt-Bölkow-Blohm consortium, where it engaged in research on the future of aerospace transportation. Even though Junkers stopped making warplanes, it is still remembered as one of the most influential manufacturers of military aircraft, contributing innumerable technological advances to aviation. Junkers didn't just make excellent bombers. Engineers of the company also designed lots of engines, including the Jumo 004B, used on the Me-262, the first ever production jet fighter. Furthermore, some Junkers aircraft remained in service even after the war, for instance in France and in Sweden. What do you think about aircraft made at Junkers? We're looking forward to you sharing your opinions and experiences in the comments below.